Today, we're going to go through all of the anime coming in the winter 2023 season and figure out what I'm watching in winter 2023. Logo reveal. But before we do, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. We hit our goal of 25K by the end of the year. I'm hoping that by the end of 2023, we hit like 50K. It's a huge goal, but I think we can get there. People like you choose to subscribe, and if you like the video, then like and comment. I'm gonna be looking forward to comments from you down below telling me what you are watching in this upcoming anime season, and also maybe telling me which series I should be watching, because I'm gonna be going through all of this anime. I'm gonna be telling you which ones I'm definitely watching, and then which ones I am not at all even considering watching. But there's a caveat. During the season, I will be adding 2 anime to this, and they'll be voted on by you. So I'm gonna say all the ones I'm doing, but after week 3, I guess, we will add another anime, and then after week 6, we will add another anime. So just keep that in mind. Now, there are a few things I want to go over before we actually jump into it. And one is that YouTube sends out notifications to subscribers for new posts, up to 3 a day. So if I am trying to post more than 3, there won't be any notifications going out, which means that Saturday, which has like a billion anime that I would like to watch, I can only post 3 on that day. So I have to pick 3 that are going on that day. 3 more will have to go on Sunday. And I'm thinking that maybe if I do other ones, they will end up being like delayed like 2-3 weeks and be posted on Friday. Another thing that's noteworthy is I don't have reactions to some of these older series. For example, Vinland Saga, Misfit of Demon King Academy. I watched those before I ever did reactions, so there are no reactions to season 1. I will be covering some of these series because I really enjoyed them, but yeah, there are no reactions for season 1. I might rewatch Vinland Saga though. Another thing, I am actually doing a lot more reactions over on Patreon than I'm doing here. So it's quite possible that some of the series you enjoy might not make the cut for YouTube, but they might be on Patreon. If you are interested, then maybe consider it. The tier for like the seasonal reactions and stuff, it's a $5 tier. You get all the full-length versions of that, and that includes like all of my seasonal reactions. And there's another tier above that, and that one also includes like exclusives that are voted on by the Patreon community. Currently, we're watching through Irregular Magic High School, K-On!, The Ancient Magus Bride, which will also be making its way over here, but I think we're gonna be like 10 episodes ahead over on Patreon. What's the other one? Oh, Certain Magical Index and Golden Time. Those are the ones that we're watching over on Patreon for that exclusive tier. And the final thing is just that there's a lot of anime, so there's gonna be a lot of stuff that doesn't make the cut. I don't know what to tell you, but let's start this off with the Eminence in Shadow. We're gonna be going over some of the ones that were ongoing from fall into winter, and that includes Eminence in Shadow, which I absolutely love. Cannot wait for the next episode and for the, the rest of the season. Really enjoying it. I will continue reactions. That's a Wednesday anime. Wednesday, there's like 4 anime that I want to watch on Wednesdays. It's tight schedule. Next up is My Hero Academia season 6, which I will be watching over on Patreon. We're already watching through it. I'm caught up over there. With only season 6, I didn't do reactions to season 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because again, that's a series that I watched long before I ever did reactions. In fact, My Hero is one of those series that I've been watching since season 1 aired, much like One Punch Man, Attack on Titan. Actually, Attack on Titan, I think I started watching it like, I don't know, a few months after the first season. My dad told me I gotta watch it, so I did. Maybe there's like 1 or 2 others, but those are the ones that come to my mind. It was back when I wasn't huge into anime, but I was watching like the big shows, So I don't have reactions for seasons 1 through 5, but we are doing reactions for season 6, which honestly, best season so far. Next up, we've got the Misfit of Demon King Academy season 2. Again, haven't done reactions for season 1, but I will be doing reactions for season 2. It is probably my favorite of the like powerful character reincarnated later on. He's in high school essentially, and he's still super OP, got the girls with him, like that type of thing. Probably my favorite of those. And you're gonna notice there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them this season. There's like 4, maybe 5 of them this season alone. And next up is Welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun. We are gonna be continuing that just like we've been watching through fall. We're gonna be watching in winter, but it will be pushed back to Sundays. So instead of doing those reactions on Saturdays, they'll be done on Sundays, because again, Saturday is absolutely packed. Misfit of Demon King Academy, we will start that initially on Saturdays, see how that turns out. Maybe they aren't doing so well. Maybe we move that to Sunday and flip-flop around and figure out exactly how the schedule is. I don't really know how it's going to end up landing, but currently, Misfit of Demon King Academy, Iruma, both of those are on Saturday, and My Hero, all that stuff is Saturday, man. Everything is Saturday. I'm sorry, I'm going to be saying that a lot. It's just really ridiculous how much anime that is actually good is on Saturdays. But next up, we've got another Wednesday anime, BOFURI Season 2. If you want to check out my reactions to the first season of BOFURI, you can click this link right up here. It'll take you over to that video, to that playlist. It is just an enjoyable, probably one of my favorite slice of life anime, because it's not necessarily, like, it's very different from like what you would think from isekai. Isekai, typically you got your main character gotta go against the demon lord or something like that. But not with this one. This is way more slice of life. Maple just gets up to some shenanigans, becomes way more overpowered than she has any business being, and she just continues to do that. It's really enjoyable. I will be watching season 2, and you can expect those reactions over here on YouTube. Next up, we've got Danmachi Season 4 Part 2. I will maybe be continuing. I mean, I'm definitely going to be doing this on Patreon, probably bi-weekly. I don't know about YouTube because honestly, the reactions for it did not perform all that great. And my goal is two things: push out content people want to enjoy, and then growing the channel, growing the community, growing the channel as much as possible. When I put out a video that performs really poorly, that means it affects the algorithm for my videos, and a video that could have performed better will then maybe be negatively affected because I put out a video that performed so poorly. And it's not like, oh, like let's say most of my videos get like 2,000 views, right? And then I post a video and it gets like 1,700 views. Like, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like literally what's going on with Bungo Stray Dogs on the channel, where most of my videos, like let's say they're 2,000-3,000 views, and then I post a Bungo Stray Dogs video and it's like 500 views. It's different. It's not the same thing. That will negatively affect the algorithm for the channel. So Danmachi might be in that boat. If I do post them, it'll likely be in 4s. So every like 4 episodes, episode 4, episode 8, episode 12, like that. And next up, we've got Vinland Saga Season 2, which I am probably most looking forward to out of anything in this upcoming season. I loved the first season of Vinland Saga. In fact, it's probably one of my favorite anime. And though you can't see it, right above, this is my Berserk volumes. Right above it is Vinland Saga. Once I get a bigger shelf over here, I'll likely push that up so you can see everything, because I have all that up there, and then I have my light novels up over above this. So you can't see it, but I have the first 12 hardcovers for Vinland Saga. I haven't read any of it because I don't have the time, but I love Vinland Saga. It's the first season was amazing, and I can't wait for season 2, regardless of it being a very different tone. Next up, we've got By the Grace of God Season 2. I never watched season 1, don't really got the time to catch up, so I will not be watching season 2. And that's the same thing with The Fruit of Evolution. In fact, actually, with The Fruit of Evolution, I watched the first couple of episodes, and it was bad, so I dropped it. I'm not going to be watching the new season of it. I don't think it's very good. Like, this is beyond isekai trash. Like, isekai trash is a term that people throw around, and this one's just trash. Straight up trash. Next up, we've got Tokyo Revengers. And this is the new season of that. I am pretty excited for it, though I have my reservations just because the series has ended. A lot of people say bad things about it. And I think that the negative publicity for Tokyo Revengers will cause a lot of people not to be interested in it, which means less people interested in reactions, less people will be watching the videos, which means they perform worse. And yeah, Tokyo Revengers will be one of those series that I don't do on Saturdays, even though it does air on Saturday. I will be doing it on Sundays, so you can expect those. I will be doing those on the channel. You can expect them on the channel. And I'm currently in the process of getting Tokyo Revengers first season, Nagatoro first season, and To Your Eternities first season over onto Patreon, because I started my Patreon after I did those reactions. And that leads me into the next one, which is Nagatoro's second season. I will also be reacting to that, and that will also be something on Sunday, just because Saturday is pretty packed. Nagatoro is drawing the short end of the stick. That's going to be on Sundays. I'm looking forward to it, though. I like the first season. Next up, we've got NieR Automata. I don't even know if that's how you say it. I've never actually heard anybody say it. I've never played the game, so I'm going into this like completely blind, aside from seeing like one clip of the girl jumping around and like JRPG / comboing like a monster. I think I don't know. It was a long time ago. I think it looks pretty cool. I saw the trailer, looks dope. Definitely interested in this one. That will be something I am doing on YouTube on Saturdays. So Misfit of Demon King Academy, NieR Automata, and the other one is Blue Lock. Like, you can expect the Blue Lock reactions also on Saturdays. Next up, we've got Spectre Season 2. That's another series that I watched before I did reactions. So I did watch the first season. I will be watching the second season, but it will be only on Patreon, just because I don't think a lot of people are going to be super interested in this series. The first season was very slow, and that's typically not a way of doing anime that performs really well for reactions. Like, the reactions likely won't perform all that great, but I will be doing it over on Patreon. Next up, we've got The Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten. This one is also drawing the short end of the stick, because I don't know if we are doing reactions for it on YouTube. I'll definitely be doing Patreon. As far as YouTube goes, if I do the reactions for it, it will likely be delayed like a week, and I'll put them on Fridays, because there's like nothing I'm watching on Fridays. So that'll be a Friday anime for me. It'll be delayed like a week. If that's something you're okay with, you know, maybe consider checking those out. But I'm not sure yet. I'm still not sure about how all the schedule works out. That's just my current thoughts on it. If people are doing reactions for it and it's performing well, then I'll definitely do reactions for it. And again, it'll likely be delayed that week. I love romance, so that's like all for me. Next up, we've got Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4, which I will not be doing reactions for on YouTube. In fact, I'm only getting through the first 4 episodes of Season 3 on YouTube, and then I'm gonna stop doing the reactions. They are performing so bad, so bad, and I don't want to continue putting videos that are like 10 out of 10s every time, and not 10 out of 10 in a good way. I'm not gonna be doing any reactions for Bungo Stray Dogs Season 4 on YouTube, only on Patreon. Can find those reactions. Next up, we've got Ningen Fushin, which I am not doing reactions for, but it is one of those anime that if you all vote for it, maybe I'll do the reactions for it on the channel. I mean, same thing with Bungo Stray Dogs. Same thing with any of these series. If you want me to do reactions, I will be doing 2 polls during the season to find out what anime to add to like the list of stuff I'm doing, and just vote for it, you know, if that's what you're interested in. But currently, I've not decided to do reactions for it at all, not even for Patreon. And next up, we've got Tomo-chan Is a Girl, and I just said I love rom-coms. I am definitely watching this. It looks so cute. I saw the trailer. I am 100% for it. I can't wait to watch Tomo-chan Is a Girl. We will be doing reactions for this on Wednesdays. I'm super excited, and I'll be doing the reactions on YouTube as well. Next up, we've got the Iceblade Sorcerer Shall Rule the World. I will not be doing reactions for this, because it is one of those series where it's a really powerful person reincarnated later on in life. Now he's in high school, and it's just, I don't want to do it. I mean, maybe he's not reincarnated later in life. Hold on. Okay, so he's not reincarnated later in life, but it still feels like that same thing. He's hailed as the most powerful sorcerer in the world, struggles to deal with his immense power, fights in a war. He's young, high school age. He enrolls in this school. He's gonna have like a harem of girls that are interested in it. Like, I just don't care. I've seen him enough. Now, maybe this one's different. And if it does end up being different, let me know in the comments of this video, and then like future videos that I'm doing. Like, if it is really that good, just keep on recommending it to me. And if enough people do, and I see that other people are doing reactions, those are doing well, then maybe I will also react to it. But currently, my mind is not focused on it at all. I'm not interested. Next up, we've got URUSEI YATSURA. I am still doing reactions for that over on Patreon on Thursdays, every other Thursday. So I won't be doing one this Thursday, but I will be doing one next Thursday. And next up, Spy Classroom. I am going to be doing reactions for this on Patreon at the very least. I feel like it's one of those series that could do well on YouTube as well, just because cute girls, assassin, like that's kind of like a recipe for success. Like, typically those perform pretty well. People want to see reactions to cute girls killing people or doing spy shit. So I will likely be doing reactions for that on YouTube on Thursdays. Next up, Farming Life in Another World. I'm not a big slice of life person. It's very rare that a slice of life like hits it off with me or whatever. Bocchi the Rock I thought was incredible. Probably my favorite slice of life ever. Potentially, maybe. I would have to think on it, but it might be. I don't think I'm gonna enjoy this fantasy isekai slice of life. Like, I just don't think it's gonna be for me. I'm not planning on watching it. And that is the same for the reincarnation of the strongest exorcist in Another World. I don't think I'm gonna be watching it. It's that same sort of thing. Reincarnation, strongest exorcist in Another World. Like, it's just, I don't really care about them, though I will say, of all of these things, that one looked the most interesting because it's like exercising like yokai type of thing. Like that's the vibe I got from it. It feels different. It's not just like this guy, sword, slice, oh my god, he's so powerful, magic, oh my god, he's so powerful. Like it's not like that. And so because it's not like that, it does feel a little different, though I feel like it probably follows those same tropes. I don't think I'm gonna be watching it. Next up, another series very similar, Reborn to Master the Blade from Hero King to Extraordinary Squire. Essentially same thing as all these other ones, except this time the really OP guy gets reincarnated as a girl. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. Maybe I'm totally off base on these things. That's just kind of what I get as a vibe from the synopsis and from the trailers. Next up, we've got Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. That's a series I will be covering over on Patreon. I'm not sure if it's gonna make the cut over here on YouTube. I feel like it might make the cut. Either Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible will make the cut, or maybe Campfire Cooking in Another World will. I don't know which one people are gonna really vote for, but I feel like one of those might make it, or maybe not, you know? Next up, the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady I will not be watching. I watched the trailer for it, didn't really interest me. Yeah, don't have a lot to say, just didn't really interest me, so I won't be watching that one either. But if it is really good, you guys just let me know in the comments. Maybe it's really that good, and then I do end up watching it and I love it. I don't know. Let me know if that's one of the ones I should be watching. And next up, Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill. This is one I am very torn on because of two reasons. One, it is MAPPA, which means maybe it gets a lot of publicity because it's animated by MAPPA. I'm sure it's gonna look good, but then on the other side, it's not super popular. And it's kind of a gourmet isekai. Typically, I don't think that shows like that will do all that well. It seems very slice of lifey, but maybe there's more to it. I just don't know. If it is really good, let me know in the comments. Maybe that's one that I also check out. Again, I'm gonna be running 2 polls to find 2 more anime beyond the ones I'm definitely watching. Next up, we've got Chillin in My 30s after getting fired from the Demon King's army. This anime airs on Saturday. I've already got enough on my plate. I will not be watching it. And it's unfortunate. It's just that everything's on Saturday. Literally, I'll go back over the list. What's on Saturday? It's like insane how many series are on Saturday. Next up, Handyman Saitou in Another World. I watched the trailer for it and it actually made me less interested in it because it just feels really wholesome and heartwarming. And when I saw it initially, I was like, oh shit, this guy is like a handyman and he gets isekai. He helps the team with like I wonder what shenanigans he gets up to, but no, it didn't turn out to be that way. It doesn't look that interesting. Fact. Kind of disappointed after watching the trailer. I don't know, maybe it does end up being good. If it does, let me know in the comments. You know, maybe that's one of the ones that everyone's gonna blast recommendations. Oh, you gotta watch it, it's so good. I hope it is, because initially on first glance, I thought it was gonna be cool, but that is not one that I'm planning on covering on YouTube or Patreon. And next up, we've got Ayakashi Triangle, which also didn't really interest me from the trailer. I guess this guy can turn into a girl. And he has like a best friend he's protecting because like spirits are drawn to her, essentially. I don't know, it didn't really look all that interesting to me. You know, I just wasn't really vibing with it, but maybe this is one of those ones that I gotta watch. Just let me know in the comments. Next up, we've got Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere villainous Lisolet. This one, admittedly, did pique my interest with the trailer. I thought it seemed really cool that they're playing the game, and whenever they say whatever, the characters kind of react in a way. They hear it, you know, they kind of do things that the players are telling them. That sounded really cool. And as a result, I think I will be watching this on Patreon. I don't know if it makes a cut over to YouTube. Maybe it does if people are really interested in it. I'm honestly kind of tired of the otome genre. And initially I wasn't even gonna check this out until I watched the trailer, which gave me a different vibe from like the standard otome shit that I'm always seeing. So as a result, I think that is one I might actually be very interested in, and I'm gonna do reactions for it over on Patreon. Next up, we've got My Life as Inukai-san's Dog. It's a short form. I don't know how those perform over on YouTube. It's quite possible that I do the reactions for it over on Patreon only, and just because it's ecchi, you know, gotta get my ecchi fix, you know. We'll see. I haven't really decided on it. That's like one of the ones that I actually am genuinely not decided on. But since it's short, it should be like way easier to get through. Next up, The Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague. That is one that I will not be watching. I saw the trailer for it, and honestly, it didn't look bad. I just have a lot on my plate, and I would rather take the day that it airs, which I believe is either Monday or Tuesdays. I'd rather take that day, spend it maybe streaming instead of watching like that anime. Next up, we've got Saving 80,000 Gold in Another World for My Retirement. This, much like Chillin in My 30s, has drawn the short end of the stick because, again, it's a Saturday anime. I'm already watching too much on Saturday. Like, I just can't do it. I'm watching so much on Saturday, it's overflown to Sunday, and there's more beyond that. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna watch it. If I do end up watching it, it will likely be a Patreon only, but currently I have not even decided to watch it on Patreon. But Patreon, like YouTube, will also be voting for a few more series to watch, so maybe this makes a cut for them, and if it does, then that's one of those that I watch over there. And next up, we've got Onimai, I'm Now Your Sister. I'm torn on this. I'm actually not torn on it. I'm not watching it, but it is intriguing that it's done by Studio Bind, which is the same studio that does Mushoku Tensei. That's kind of cool. But yeah, I watched the trailer for it. I'm not interested. Next up, Trigun Stampede. I love the way that Orange does their CG animation, and I am going to be watching this. Definitely on Patreon. Whether it makes the cut to YouTube or not, kind of up to you guys. Is this one of the ones that I should be watching? I don't know. Let me know. Next up, The Legend of Heroes, Trails of Cold Steel, Northern War. That is one I'm not watching. I mean, it seems like it could be pretty cool. It's all action, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't think I'm really interested in it. Not gonna be watching that one. Kinda of the Great Snow Sea. This one is one that I saw the trailer for and actually am very interested in, but I don't think it's gonna make the cut. So despite me being interested in it, I don't think it's gonna make the cut. I don't think I'm gonna be watching doing reactions for it on YouTube or Patreon, unless, again, patrons like vote for it, and that's one that I do, or like YouTube, you vote for it, and that's one that I do. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Next up, Sugar Apple Fairy Tale. That is one that I am not going to be doing, and it does look nice though. It's just, yeah, I'm not going to be doing it. I got a lot on my plate. I think from here on, I'm just not going to be doing reactions to any of these. So Revenger, Giant Beasts of Ours, Buddy Daddies, Malevolent Spirits, Monononogatari, all this stuff. I'm not doing reactions to any of them. So if these were some of the ones you were interested in, I'm sorry. You know, let me know down in the comments if I am not reacting to ones that you think I should be reacting to. I'm sure there's a lot in here that you might be upset about me not reacting to. I just got a lot on my plate, and a lot of stuff is on Saturday. It's a really ridiculous amount. So again, just to go back over, the ones that are definitely going to make it to YouTube are Eminence and Shadow, Misfit of Demon King Academy, Iruma-kun, which will be delayed till Sunday, BOFURI, Vinland Saga, Tokyo Revengers also delayed to Sunday, Nagatoro also delayed to Sunday, NieR Automata, maybe Angel Next Door Spoils Me Rotten, also maybe Danmachi, not really sure yet. Tomo-chan Is a Girl, Spy Classroom, and Blue Lock still, of course. I'm still gonna continue with Blue Lock. And then on Patreon exclusively, ones that are not on scheduled for YouTube are My Hero Academia. Definitely going to be doing Danmachi there even if I don't do it over on YouTube. Inspector, definitely going to be doing Bungo Stray Dogs over on Patreon, and I don't think I'm doing them on YouTube at all. URUSEI YATSURA, Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible, Campfire Cooking in Another World with My Absurd Skill, Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on Tsundere Villainous Lee Solette, and Trigun Stampede. So I'm doing 9 more over on Patreon. If you really want to check out any of those, consider joining the Patreon. That is basically what I am watching in this upcoming season. I'm really excited. This is actually my 3rd time recording this video. First time I recorded it, it was like an hour long. I like read the synopsises and everything. It was just like really, really long. And also, I wasn't sure of what I was gonna actually do reactions for at that time. Gave it a week. I recorded earlier in the day, and I'm recording this 3rd time because I changed my mind on some of these series. Like Bungo Stray Dogs and Danmachi, changed my mind on those. I also changed my mind on Kubo Won't Let Me Be Invisible. Like, there are some series that I'm actually more interested in now. Like I said, patrons, they'll be adding 3 more series. YouTube, you will be able to add 2 more series beyond the ones that I said I will definitely do for YouTube. So definitely keep an eye out for those polls. I'll be making those probably around the 3rd week of the year, of this season, sorry, and maybe the 5th week of this season. So as always, if you enjoyed the video, then like the video and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss another one. Until next time, make sure you all keep it fresh. Peace.